Hey everybody! Special thanks to our sponsor, Kinetic Impact Airsoft, and their upcoming event, Corporate Wars Blood Money 2. It's going to be at D14 Airsoft in Sanger, Texas, April 14th, 2024. If you use the link in the description below and code MUDDY down there, you will get $5 off your ticket. Every time you use the code and every time someone purchases a ticket, it does go to help the channel, which is going to be awesome, beneficial for me and Kinetic Impact. Also helps you to get a discount for the event. If you like the idea of a MILSIM light event, if you're new to the MILSIM world and you're new to events and you don't want to do a 40-hour slogfest, it's just going to break you off, definitely give these guys a look. I think you're going to have a great time. Again, use code MUDDY at the link below, $5 off. Now onto the review. Hey everybody, welcome to another Muddy Reviews. Today we're checking out this here Action Union PEQ 15. This is a functional PEQ. It's one of the ones that's got the light on this side where IR flood would be, and it's got a red in IR laser. This came off of Amazon. When you get this, you got to dig around inside this box underneath all the egg carton bullshit that's inside here. You get this little box that comes in. Dig under all this. Make sure you look because you get hidden stuff like the owner's manual. It kind of tells you how everything works. This kind of does go through everything. You also have your stickers. You got multiple stickers in case you screw something up. You need to try again. And then you also have on the other side your hook and loop for your pressure pad for mounting, and your little pressure pad plug for when you don't want to run the pressure pad. Whoops, for the back of the PEQ. Does not come with batteries. These are some Surefire 123As I got. That's what we're going to put inside this thing to show you the functionality. Pressure pad's not too bad. I think this is like 2.5 millimeter jack. I don't know. We'll pull up the specs. We'll put it up on the screen so you guys can see it. It'll say the actual jack, and if it doesn't say it on the screenshot, we'll just put the actual thing up here. We'll put a little thing up, and it'll tell you 2.5 or whatever the millimeter, or whatever we can find. I think it's 2.5 though. That's usually standard. Well, for the Airsoft repros, the real jacks are actually bigger. I forget what they're called. All right, how do I think it feels? Feels pretty good, actually. Feels like a decent polymer, not like a really cheap plastic. The button is not terrible. It's got a nice click to it. It's a decent rubber. The switch feels pretty okay. It's not like super splashy or kind of weak. The two knobs over here, the up, down, left, right, for what would be the IR flood, these are nothing. They're just for show. And then your up, down, left, and right knobs here for the other lasers, these actually function for zeroing. And I use zeroing in the loosest of terms. Zeroing the lasers here. Bottom, I believe, is your red laser, and I think top is your IR. We'll find out in a second. You have a little dually hopper back here for dummy cording this bad boy to your weapon. Highly recommend you do that. Dummy cording is fantastic because if this here guy fails you, you won't lose this. It'll just be flopping off your weapon instead of gone. In real life, that's a huge deal because, see, you got this serial number here. I don't know if this is a unique serial number or if this is just the same one they put on all of these, but this is a serialized piece of gear in the military. It's just thousands and thousands of dollars. It's a big deal. And if you drop one of these off your rifle, guess what? All of you are out there online looking in a field for this thing. No one goes home. No one goes to sleep. No one goes back to their hooch to eat, to get, to wash their balls with a freaking baby wipe, to drink some water, watch a movie, nothing. You're out, you're looking for this thing, the serialized piece of gear. So dummy cord your anyway. Nice touch. They do have the safety screws in here, the little blue screws, and they got the area where you can put them in so you can go into your high power mode if need be. So I think that's cool that they have those. This is where you would put those if you were to remove them to use your high power mode. That's where you store them. So I think that's kind of cool they have that. Yeah, pretty nice. Feels nice, like I said. The bottom here, the mount doesn't feel terrible. Doesn't feel like super cheap hot metal. Usually right away you can kind of tell the screwing mechanism feels good. That sounds funny, screwing mechanism. It does move in and out pretty nicely. It doesn't bind up when I try to move it in and out, so that's a good sign. And this doesn't feel or seem like really cheap hot metal either. I've already put this on once to kind of mess around with it, and it didn't already start like stripping out and chunks of metal coming off of it like some of the older cheap ones that existed. Time will tell on how well these hex screws are going to be. they might have to be backed out and then Loctited in place just so they don't back out during play. That is a common issue with some of these PEQs, so just keep that in mind. If you're going to do this, I'll probably end up doing that later. Now let's put some batteries in and take a look at it. So it does take CR123As. It does have a, what is this called? Brain farting. Not a gasket. Rubber thing. I forgot what they're called. Anyway, it's got that thing there that's made of rubber that stops moisture from getting through. That's a good thing. O-ring. Jesus. Brain does not always function. It does have an O-ring on there. A little red O-ring. Supposedly, this is somewhat water and dust resistant. I don't know if I believe that. I will tell you, these little rubber cap portions don't feel the best. They were probably going to break fairly quickly, as most of these do. So keep that in mind. They feel just about as flimsy as most, but not as flimsy as others. Most of my PEQs have broken these even after just a day of play. They have come off or busted usually right about here and right about here at these stress points. It is what it is. It just, a lot of times what I end up trying to do is I try to find real caps somewhere like on eBay, and then I just chuck these, replace these with real caps with real rubber pieces, and then I'm fine. I know that sounds a little like overkill, but it's better than having these things on there. All right, we got the two CR123As inside here. They do go back here. This cap is metal. It is decently, nicely bronzed, and so is this front piece here. So that is also kind of nice. That is our light setting. So we have our flashlight. Up, 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 up. Put up your hands, freeze. Off. That is a no light setting. Next setting is light and laser. As you can see, we have a light and we do have a red laser inside of it. It's dual. I'm not a fan of that personally. This should be nothing. Oh no, I lied. This is laser. So red laser. So it is the bottom unit is your red laser. What you see there? Red laser. So yeah, you got your laser. Not too bad. It's decently bright too. Kind of impressed how bright it is. And then the last setting, I believe, is IR laser. If I get the camera to pick it up without zapping myself in the eye with it. There it is. Yep, you can kind of make it out. It's like this purplish laser right there. That's the IR laser. So that's the last setting. I don't really care for running lasers all the time on real lasers on my gear all the time. I know they are useful at bigger events because that is becoming very common to see night vision devices, thermal devices, and stuff like that. I do implore you, though, if you're going to run a laser device on your gear, pay attention to what it is, where you're buying it. Try to see if they do have a power level listed on it, and just be disciplined with your laser. Don't be shining at people's eyes, especially on purpose, because that's just a dick move, and you don't want to blind somebody or damage somebody's eyesight because you're just an and want to just be a dick. And also just be aware of what you've got on the front of your airsoft gun. That being said, this is a pretty low wattage laser. Yeah, it's not gonna be a fun time for somebody if you zap them in the face accidentally, but you shouldn't blind them inadvertently zapping them here and there. But again, laser discipline. In the real world, in the real military, we have laser discipline. You're not out there freaking playing Jedi and lightsabering each other and fighting. You're laser on, laser off, laser on, laser off. You know, it comes on when you need it. You know, laser on, bang, bang, laser off. You know, stuff like that. When you're gun up, laser off. Otherwise, you just look like you're having a disco. It's kind of stupid. Overall, I think it feels pretty good. I do like the design. It is definitely better than a super cheap PEQ. It's close in price to some of the cheap battery boxes I've seen. So that's kind of mind-blowing how solid it feels. I do not know if it's going to hold zero. I know somebody's going to ask. They always do every time I do a PEQ review. Does it work on a real gun? I have no idea. I haven't put it on a real gun. Will it hold zero if I put it on an AK? I don't know. Never put it on a real gun. Will it hold zero if I don't know. I haven't put it on a real gun. I don't even know if it'll hold on a gas blowback. Supposedly it will. Your mileage may vary. Buyer beware. I will tell you, it does fit on a standard 20mm pick reel just fine. This is my son's Block 2-ish build. This is a Mad Bull Block 2 rail. This is a very standard 20mm. I've never had an issue with anything fitting on this rail, and this PEQ does fit magnificently on here. And this is what we were doing, testing it on, running around goofing like idiots. It does fit on here really solidly. It's anchored on really good. It's not going anywhere. We are going to move it eventually, probably slide it. We're going to slide it back a little bit because we are going to put one of those PEQ iron sights on here. So that's going to look pretty neat. So he'll have the whole look, the whole shebang. I guess last thing is going to just kind of bring this off the table a little bit and show you the laser in action. All right, so we have a light laser, and just laser. You move it around a little bit. You know, not that much, knucklehead. But yeah, so we got laser, light laser. And then we do have IR. You're not going to see it, of course, on the camera. Oh, wait. You can kind of see the dot. Okay, that's kind of cool. So you can kind of make the IR dot out on the door, right there on the white door. So you can see the IR dot. Barely, but it's there. We can't see the laser beam like you can't see the other one, but you can't see the IR dot in the camera. So that's kind of neat. So we have IR dot. There you go. We can't see it on our eyes, so that's kind of fancy. There you go, guys. Proof that it does have an IR functioning laser. Proof that it does have a regular laser and the lights. I don't really care for the light, like I said. I don't really care for the light laser combo, even though it does seem dialed in-ish. We do have to go through and zero, and like I said before, I use that term super loosely. Zero this laser, trying to get it dialed in so where the laser goes to BB's go, and try to get it dialed into the EOTech. But yeah, there's his PEQ, his PEQ 15, his LA5, whatever you want to call it. And there is all the settings wrapped up in one. You can stop waving around now, bud. I hope you guys got something out of this video. I really appreciate you watching. Thanks a lot. As always, guys, if you like this content, consider subscribing. It's the little helmet logo in the bottom right-hand corner. Punch that guy in the head if you want to join us here. Until next time, get out there, play some airsoft, build some cool AEGs like this here. Block 2, LARP smarter, not harder. And hopefully we'll see you on the field, which would be here in Texas at D14. Take care. Peace.